talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Hi everyone. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Make sure you guys share me out if you like. We need to get this story out. We definitely need to get this story out. This is a news topic on tonight, guys. So make sure you guys hit the like button as you enter into the chat. Make sure you share me out if you don't mind. I do appreciate you guys for coming in and sharing me out and giving me support. I do appreciate. I do want to let you know I appreciate everything you guys for you guys coming in supporting me as always. I do appreciate you guys for that. Hey Trisha, how are you doing? Welcome in everybody. We're gonna wait a few minutes for some people to enter in, and then we're going to get into it. On tonight, we will be discussing child. We will discuss on tonight about a 73-year-old man named James Lambert. He was attacked by teenagers that was out at 2 and 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. They used cones to beat him to death. And unfortunately, y'all, he passed away. He died from blunt force trauma to the head. Hey, Donna Beth, how are you today? Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in on today. I do have a special announcement, guys, at the end of this live that I want you guys to know about. It's pertaining to not me, but my child. So, hey, 211. Really? Well, I definitely want to. I don't understand why, and I do feel like the not only should the kids be held accountable, but in my opinion, the parents need to be held accountable too, due to the fact, hey Angie, due to the fact that their kids out at that time in the morning without any supervision. Hey Jessica, hey everyone that has entered in. Make sure you guys before we finish, because I'm gonna show this video, y'all, because it makes me upset. Because if this were my children, baby, they wouldn't see outside no more, and they wouldn't want to. I definitely want to say we have to raise our children to know that for any wrong thing that you do, there are always consequences. Um, this is, you know, for someone, for these children to be charged with, they are being charged as adults. They are being charged as adults for third-degree murder. Um, I'm just going to wait a minute for some people to come in, and then we're going to finish this out. I'm going to share this video, and it just it's sickening to see that the children have obtained the Lord. Like, these kids are just as young as like 10 years old, and they beat this man with some traffic cones. And it just makes me so upset that the lawyer is trying to say you need to see what happens. Like, the man, like, none of the children has admitted that the man has tried to sexually assault them or anything like that. They just doing kid stuff, but stupid stuff. So Donna is on Facebook, guys. So y'all welcome Donna in. Donna. She said I said the same. Yes, this is going. Yes. So this is the video, y'all. This happened. Let me look here. Um, hold on, y'all. Let me try to get this up so you guys can see the video, because this video is very telling on what happened. It doesn't seem like the older man was aggressive or did anything. These children just made a conscious decision or made a decision to basically beat on an elderly man and caused his death. Um, we're gonna watch the video of his wife and how distraught she was, knowing that these children have beat this man with a traffic cone, and they don't. Is a lot of people feel like one parent that says that they don't want their daughter to be in a jail. They just want them in juvenile detention center. But they making grown folks decisions. They're making grown folks decisions. So you don't want them. Um, you don't want them in a you don't want them in juvenile detention. You want them in juvenile detention center, but you don't want them in an adult jail. But they sitting up here and beat an adult to death. But they're being charged as adults. Make it make sense. You know, if you sit down and talk to your children about their decisions and how it can affect and cause a change in their life, one bad tell them that if they make you are one bad decision of making the wrong choice that could cause you to get in a lot of trouble. Um, and these children has done this to Mr. James Lambert. He was just 73-year old. He wasn't no. Um, it was 7 individuals. They were striking him, and with the traffic cones as he walked away from the group to other side of the street. And it says here, a short time later, another young person can be seen picking up the cone and throwing it at the man. And then the Mr. Lambert moves along the sidewalk and is chased down by another young person holding a cone over his head. But y'all say that I'm gonna just dedicate this song. I'm not gonna play the audio, but I'm gonna let you guys see the 30-second clip. It's just a small clip, but it's very telling on what happened. Like, hey, Tabra. Right, they shouldn't be outside at that time of morning. So just because he asked them, "What y'all kids doing out here this time of morning?" that gives them the right to take his life. No, that's not even. That's not even. I know that that's not their reasoning, like for them to take this man's life because he asked them what they was doing out at this time of morning. I feel like the parents should be held accountable because of the fact that the kids don't need to be out there. I don't care if they're teenagers. They're not grown. They need to be in the house at that time of the morning. Um, so let's look at this clip. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen if I can get it up. Ain't no excuse. There's no excuse why children should be out that time of morning and then attacking an elderly person. Make it Here we go, right here. I'm about to pull it up, guys. Y'all just watch it closely because it's just 30 seconds, 33 seconds, but it's very It's very telling. Oh, okay. Yes, this was a senior citizen. We have to teach our children to respect elders. Yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And that anything that they do can cause them to be in a jail cell that is not right. So here is the video here. Y'all just hear it. Sometimes I hate my internet. It's so slow. Yes, Jessica, he did pass away. He did pass away. They said that people found him laying on the ground, and they said that they rushed him to the hospital where he later died. So these kids are being charged with third-degree murder. So let's look at this. So look at the children. The man just walking across the street. Y'all minds a little lad. And y'all see the man right there. You see all these children doing this to this man. Hold on. Let's back it up. Let me do it, show it one more time. Okay. Because I really didn't get y'all to get a good look at it. All right, here it goes, y'all. They're running behind them. Look, and this girl got a cone and smashed this man on side the head. I know it's going kind of fast. I'm just certain clips of it is going kind of fast, but that's the gist of it. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Hold on, but thought I was showing it. Hold on, but everyone going to prison. Well, we're going to listen to what the some of the people that had to say about what these teenagers did. You're right, Tara. Play stupid games, get stupid consequences. There's consequences. You better teach your children. There's consequences for everything you do, right or wrong. There are consequences. And I feel like they need to be held accountable, even if they are young, even if they do have to sit in a prison cell for a while. They need to know that what they did was not okay. They don't need a slap on the wrist. They need to know what it feels like to be beaten like that. You don't do you need to be held accountable. I don't care. There is no excuse. And this man was just walking. And y'all upset because he asked you guys, child, please listen to this. Yes, I do honestly do believe that their parents need to go to jail for allowing them to be in, like, for real, like allowing them to be sitting in like, to be out that night, that time of night, running around harassing, if you want to say get mad and harassing, because you ain't my mama, you can't tell me what to do. So you're saying just because, like, this could be a concern, but you know that sex trafficking is real, like kidnapping is real. Um, People will shoot you Israel. This happened. This happened on June the 24th, and we're going to listen to his wife. He was brutally attacked at 2:30 a.m. on June the 24th, and it says here that some of them hit him in the head with a traffic cone. He was knocked to the ground and later died from blunt force trauma to the head. His death was ruled as a homicide. Two brothers have surrendered to the police in connection with the fatal attack. And it says here the brothers was 10 and 14. The 14-year-old has been charged with murder. The 10-year-old was released with his parents, and police and the victim's family and friends are calling for the remaining suspects to come forward. So it is a few more people. So the 10-year-old is I'm going to show you guys the picture of the I'm going to show you guys this video that I found. I'm sorry if I'm taking a long time, but I just want to give the story out. But this is a homicide. This is an open homicide with the Philadelphia police. This ain't no, yeah. Jackson Jazz, how you doing? Yeah, the 10-year-old was not charged. The brother won't have to see. The brother's supposed to be in. If you have a 10 and a 14-year-old son, a 10-year-old can't be charged. Well, he's not going to be charged because the brother is going to take the charges for him. That's what they're doing because he probably didn't pick up a traffic cone. He was just probably going along with it. But I think it's the ones that picked up those traffic cones should be the ones that should be sitting in a jail cell. I definitely want to say that. So, hold on just a second. Trisha, the 10, I'm going to tell you guys the story about the 10 and 14-year-old. Shout out to Reese for giving me this too.
The attack against her brother comes as she still struggles with comprehending what happened.
When my parents died, I raised my brothers and sisters, and it's so sad. He lived that long, and these kids would take his life and beat him like he was nothing in the street.
This surveillance video shows how a group of 7 young people, most believed to be in their mid-teens, taunted and brutalized 73-year-old James Lambert, affectionately known as Simmy. Lambert was beaten to the ground with the use of a traffic cone while walking across Cecil B. Moore Avenue back on June 24th. The video shows how Mr. Lambert tried to get up and get away, only to get pummeled back into the pavement. He later died of his injuries. The victim's dear friend, Larry Kane, says there is no way that Simmy did anything to provoke these young people.
We spend a lot of time together during the daytime, and he's a very, very nice guy.
And Elsie Stevens now says she will not be able to rest until she knows that all of the people involved are behind bars.
Everybody that called me and talked to me, they just don't understand why these kids would do what they're doing. I can't do it.
And Larry Kane has this message for the people responsible.
For God's sakes, please stop harming people and turn yourself in.
Police are searching for this group of teenagers responsible for the brutal beating death of a 73-year-old man at 21st and Cecil B. Moore Friday, June 24th, around 2:30 in the morning. In total, police say 4 males and 3 females followed the victim, identified as James Lambert. Watch as they use a traffic cone not once but twice to attack the victim. He suffered injuries to his head. Homicide Captain Jason Smith said at least 2 teens partook in the beating, and the medical examiner ruled Lambert's death as blunt force trauma.
To the parents of these juveniles, I think that the best course of action would be for them to contact an attorney and then contact the homicide unit.
Police say there are other recent crimes they are looking into for a possible connection, but did not say which ones. The same day as Lambert's assault at 8:30 in the evening, a group of teens critically injured a 53-year-old man who was walking in the 1600 block of Mount Vernon Street. Those teens were arrested.
I think it was a terrible thing that anyone get assaulted, but it's even worse when a senior citizen gets assaulted.
Today, senior citizens.
Philadelphia police say 14-year-old Richard Jones is being charged as an adult with third-degree murder and conspiracy in the deadly attack on a 73-year-old in North Philadelphia. Jones and his 10-year-old brother turned themselves in with an attorney Monday. The district attorney's office says the 10-year-old was released and has not been charged. Sources say he is the one that first strikes 73-year-old James Lambert Jr. with the traffic cone back on June 24th around 2:30 a.m. on Cecil B. Moore Avenue. Sources say they identified one of the female suspects as well. They say she is seen on camera striking Lambert a second time, a third time, and possibly a fourth time off camera. Lambert died at the hospital the next day. His devastated niece told Fox 29 he went by Simmy, and the holidays will not be the same without him.
He's walked that path for 60, 70 years of his life, and for his life to be snuffed out like that is just unbelievable. We're the parents.
Now, I did reach out to the attorney of the 14-year-old, but I am still waiting to hear back. Police say they're still looking for others in that video seen on camera, and they're asking anybody with information to come forward. Jason?
All right, Kelly Wool, thank you very much.
All right, y'all. So that is some of the videos. That's one
Okay,
of
we
the,
have an officer involved.
So that is one of the children. It's two children. I definitely want to. We're gonna first talk about this young man. He was the first one to pick up a cone and hit Mr. Lambert. And see, the 10-year-old brother. See, they're possibly not going to charge the people that actually did hit the man with the cone. They're probably going to charge the two people that actually hit him, because the weapon, or you want to call it, they are the ones that actually hit him. So that probably what's going to happen is they're going to charge them, because I know the girl and the boy is charged with third-degree murder. I know a lot of people probably don't agree with them, him being charged with third-degree murder, but, I guess they're saying, the ones that actually picked up the cone and beat him with the cones are the ones that are held responsible for this. So, hold on just a second, guys. Let me get this boy's picture on the screen. Y'all, my stuff is cutting up tonight. So hold on. Okay, so here is the picture of the young man that did that hit Mr. Lambert first. And we're going to see how they ended up at the home, out of the home at 2:30 in the morning. Let's discuss him right quick. And we'll discuss what made him make the poor decision that he made, because this was a very poor decision that him and his friends made. And I don't think they were all friends. I think they were just a group of kids just out at night. I know mine won't be out like that. Like, talk to your children. Don't let them be out at 2:30 in the morning roaming the streets. If you don't take your tail to bed, they must didn't have anything to do. They must don't have extracurricular activities to do during the summertime. because there's no way you're going to do this to children, to a elderly person. God say take care of the elderly now. Hold on just a second. Now I had found an article. Yes, this is right here. Because it said the 10-year-old brother was recording them assaulting. Yes, they said that the 10-year-old brother was recording them assaulting Mr. Lambert. He had his video camera out. If you watch that video again, he had that video out, and he was recording. So it says here that I'm gonna pull a picture up of his mama. I should have. Hold on, y'all. Let me give him. I am back. I do apologize, y'all. Um, Hold on just a second. Let me take myself. Let me take myself off the screen. Let me get my stuff back. I don't know where my background is going. Hold on, y'all. Jesus. All right, I'm back. I don't know what is wrong tonight, but I'm just gonna continue on, y'all. So as I was stating, we're gonna talk about the young man and some of the things, like him and his brother was staying over a family friend's house. They wasn't at home with their parents. They supposed to be with a family friend, I guess, and I guess they got out and did what they did. I honestly still doesn't make it a good reason why they made the decision to attack this elderly man. Um, I'm sorry, y'all, but this is just bear with me, y'all. I was prepared. All of my stuff is gone due to the fact that I had to reset because my computer is not cooperating. So please be patient with me. So the mother name is Amanda for the 14-year-old, and the 10-year-old. Their mother name is Amanda Dennis Zara. She is the mother of the 14-year-old charged with murder. After he beat with this man with a traffic cone, she is the mother. And these I think they have to be. What do they have them when they have the little thing over their head? I'm about to show it to y'all because maybe I'm not explaining to you guys right. What is the thing? The his hijab, the hijab. What I'm gonna show y'all what she looks like. Hold on. This is the mother. This is the 10-year-old and 14-year-old mother once he comes up on the screen. This is so I forgot what they call this. This is the 14-year-old and mother of this young man that beat this man. And this is listen to the lawyers of these. Listen to the lawyers, y'all. Just listen.
Suspects have turned themselves into police.
And the district attorney's office confirms murder charges for one of those teens. Here's our Shawnette Wilson.
As more teens turn themselves into police today, an attorney for one says his client tried to stop the attack and called 911. Our cameras captured attorney Lonnie Fish leaving Philadelphia Police Headquarters after turning in his client, a 14-year-old girl who was accompanied by her mother. The teen is being charged as an adult with third-degree murder and conspiracy involving the deadly attack on 73-year-old James Lambert Jr. Sources tell Fox 29 she is the second person captured on surveillance hitting Lambert with a traffic cone and possibly off camera.
Mom wants her to be in a school and in a juvenile facility, and that's what we want for this case.
The attack happened around 2:30 the morning of June 24th. It's the second arrest. Philadelphia police say 14-year-old Richard Jones turned himself in on Monday and is facing the same charges as an adult, the reason we're showing his picture. His 10-year-old brother also turned himself in but was released and not charged. Today, the 10-year-old's attorney identified him as the child in the surveillance video appearing to record the attack. She says the brothers were sleeping over a family member's house the night of the attack. Meanwhile, the attorney for a 13-year-old who turned herself in today says his client tried to stop the attack after the group had an interaction with Lambert.
She took a stand in that moment. and she in fact tried to push people away. She tried to stop them from attacking Mr. Lambert. She called 911. And she waited with Mr. Lambert until EMS arrived at the scene.
He offered prayers for the victim's family and said those involved must be held accountable.
We shouldn't lump everybody together and say, oh, these were all bad kids or these were all children who took it too far.
Mills says the 13-year-old wasn't arrested and isn't being charged. Shawnette Wilson, Fox 29 News.
All right, so they're saying that some of them shouldn't be all grouped into the same category due to the fact that one was recording. So you do hear him say that he was recording. So he doesn't be held accountable. He could have stopped it as well. Let's see here. I don't understand what they were expecting. How are these kids going to be held accountable if they are, they walk in the street at night? Let's look up, see if we can find a 911 call, because it was never mentioned until this video that a 911 call was someone called 911. That's good of her to stay with him until, I think that, but still that was wrong for them to even attempt to attack or allow them to attack. If she tried to step in, then kudos to her. So y'all saying guilty by association. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. I don't see no 911 call being mentioned. That's crazy to me. That is very crazy to me. Hold on just a second. Okay, so let's look at this. Now y'all look at this and y'all tell me what you think. Hold on, let me pull it up. Because I know. Let's look at this.
But we begin tonight with a
So teenagers now charged in the deadly beating of a senior citizen in North Philadelphia. I'm Yuki Washington.
I'm Jessica Cartalia. The charges come after the 14-year-old girl surrendered to police today. Eyewitness News anchor Siafa Lewis is following the latest developments in this tragic case. Siafa?
Good evening, Jessica and Yuki. For the second straight day, a young teenager has been charged with murder in the beating death of 73-year-old James Lambert on Cecil B. Moore Avenue late last month. We take a look back at the surveillance video and hear from both lawyers whose clients turned themselves in today.
We heard from the attorney of a 13-year-old girl who was on Cecil B. Moore Avenue in North Philadelphia in the early morning hours of June 24th.
My client was there with her friends that night. It was suggested that when they saw Mr. Lambert on that bench, that the group go over to him and mess with him a little bit.
And from the attorney of the 14-year-old girl who was there.
I'm not going to confirm or deny anything. There's a warrant for her arrest that was issued last night, and I turned her in. Just want to let you know that my client is 14 years of age, just turned 14. So I just would ask that everybody hold judgment.
As of Wednesday night, 4 of the 7 children seen in the infamous surveillance video have turned themselves in. 14-year-old Richard Jones has been charged with third-degree murder and conspiracy. His 10-year-old brother was released. And of the 2 girls who turned themselves in today, the 13-year-old was released, while the 14-year-old, like Jones, has been charged with third-degree murder and conspiracy. A look at that surveillance video shows the group follow 73-year-old James Lambert across the street. What looks like a male has a cone in his hands. He winds up and throws it at Mr. Lambert. What looks like a female then can be seen picking up that same cone, and she throws it at Mr. Lambert as well. Lambert, who has twice been hit at this point, walks away, but the same person who threw the cone at him last picks it up and runs after him off screen.
It initially started with the children being at the park, seeing Mr. Lambert at the park, and just wanting to interact with him, wanting to laugh and joke at his expense. And unfortunately, it escalated to a point that it never should have.
My goal is to get her into school and into the juvenile system. Statutorily, the government, the district attorney has to charge her as an adult given the charges. So I don't know whether that's their goal moving forward.
Lambert died a day after that brutal attack. There's no word tonight on when the 14-year-old girl will appear in court or on whether or not she's been transferred to a juvenile detention facility. In the newsroom, Siafa Lewis, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
So this done irritated me even more. So so this man was sitting here minding his own business, and y'all wanted to have a good laugh, so y'all decided to go pick on an elderly, fragile, because y'all can see in the picture, he's very elderly and he's very fragile. So you decide to go pick on an elderly man and make fun of him at the expense of having a good time at being out at 2:30 in the morning. And so this man hasn't said anything, haven't done anything. So y'all harassed him basically, followed him across the street, picked up a cone because he didn't give you any attention, hit him on side the head, chased him with a cone and to attack him, and y'all don't want to go to jail. You don't want your child to be held accountable. Talking about, well, she's just 14. Well, if she's just 14, why she didn't have her butt at the house, in the house, if she was just 14? Because she put herself in a grown person's shoes to be held accountable for hitting an elderly black man, black, white, blue, or purple, hit an elderly person upside the head and think that that's okay. I honestly do believe that you need to be held accountable. You know, Tara, child, it's some adults that act like that too, child. I ain't gonna lie. No, let me just say that. No, they wouldn't. But even though they acting like 14-year-olds, they still have to be held accountable because this man lost his life. This man lost his life due to this. Also, they had a curfew and was out over curfew. There's no excuse. They just wanted to interact with him. Interacting would be sitting down, asking him how he's doing and things and such. But their interaction is to brutalize someone. I just don't believe that. I honestly, don't believe that. They are facing now third-degree murder. And I want to see what third-degree murders carry for a juvenile, They may not spend the rest of their life in jail or in juvie, but they're gonna be in there a good bit. So third-degree murder It says here to not more. It says a depraved mind without regard of human life is guilty of murder in the third degree and may be sentenced to imprisonment for no more than 25 years. But I don't think them children are gonna get 25 years. But that's the maximum sentence. Yes. You're right, and you're right, Tara. Their brains are not fully developed, but they have to know that this was not okay. I guess they was like we were just playing with them, but you can't play with elderly people like that. Take care of the elderly. You take care of the children. You take care of the elderly. That's what the Bible says, child. But they don't sit up here and took this elderly man's life, wanting to play. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry they took a life. They must do the crown to the time. I understand, Donna. Donna best. Donna said they must do, if they do the crime, they got to do the time. And some people feel that way. Some people feel like if you do the crime, do the time. Because if you would have never done that, that person would still be living. And that's honestly the truth. But I honestly want to say we have to teach our my question is we have to be a better example for our children. We have to be watchful of our children. We have to raise our children to know to respect elderly people. To know that it is not okay to bully or harass an elderly person. If you see an elderly person, you help them across the street. You help them. You don't harm them. You have to respect. Like I don't know what in our society has gone now to where we don't respect the elderly no more. We just want to disrespect the elderly people and stuff like that, and not do what they say. Want to brutalize them. Want to knock them down. Want to cause y'all remember maybe a couple months back that I had showed a video. I had showed a video of a little boy that was beating on his grandmother with a cast iron frying skillet. Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember that I did that live? It's on private right now because I was cussing up a storm. But yeah, like excuse me. Um, but yes, he was beating his grandmother, and the older or the aunt, cousin, auntie, or whatever, they went to jail for elderly abuse. But they sat there and recorded this boy uh, beating his grandmother with the frying pan. And my question is, why are you not snatching it out of his hand and beating him, not beating him, but chastising him with a belt? I'm just no. I ain't afraid of them. Like I have let my kids slide with too much, but I ain't never afraid now. They better be afraid of me because they know I ain't wrapped too tight. They know that. They know. Mama don't play. And when you done made mama upset, they know to go sit down because they done got they know. My kids know when they done made me mad. Baby, they the best two children you ever want to meet. They really are. They are the best two children. I can't say no. We're not gonna say that's not. That's not. I'm gonna mess up my Facebook algorithm, so I can't say that. Whoop or spank. I know, like, all that cackling. These kids get about 12 or 13 years old. All they do is cackle. I'm like, Lord, please. Like, when my niece and nephew used to stay with me, child, all they did was cackle all night on the phone. They got on my everlasting nerves. One night it was snowing. My nephew had baby mad. He wouldn't stop. Go to bed. I said, go to bed. It's 3 in the morning. Go to bed. You want to cackle all night. I got so upset, baby. My mom was staying with me too. Baby, I grabbed him by the shirt and shoved him in the room with my mom. I am not going to continue to hear this cackling. I know. Mine don't get none often, but they get them enough to know. They may get spanked on their hand or butt, but I let them know, like, mama ain't playing. Sometimes they get away with talking smart and talking back, but we're going to nip that in the bud, too, because you ain't finna do that. If you can go to school and be respectful, respect me. Simple as that. I know, but that's okay. But anyway, y'all, I definitely want to thank you guys for coming in. That's going to be it for the live on tonight. I definitely want you guys to go and I definitely want to let you guys know that, you know, my baby girl, she is turning 6 Saturday. So I will be live, but I will be live on my family channel. A lot of you guys don't know I have a family channel called M2Js. And it's me and my 2 children. So we will be live to celebrate my little girl's birthday. Y'all will. I don't let her come on here too much because we talk about a lot of different things. But that is my family channel. I do have a Facebook family channel as well. It's MJ and J though. But if you want to go follow that, I have content on there. We do we used to do mukbangs, but we don't do them now. But we used to do mukbangs on them. I need to bring more content on that channel. But here is the Facebook channel page. If you want to follow that, it's just me and my life with my 2 children. So if you guys want to be a part of the live on Saturday and wish my daughter a happy birthday, she will be 6. There is the live. So make sure y'all click on the links and subscribe and turn the bell on because I will be live on Facebook and on live on Facebook and on YouTube on that on those channels. So that's all that I have for tonight. Tomorrow I will be live. I don't know what we will be discussing, but y'all have a good night and I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Okay.